Okay, so the last step I have to do is I'm going to clad this fireplace in wood finish. And I'm going to use a mask to do that. And it's going to take a while to grasp the concept and then to um, manage the functionality of it. So watch the video carefully, and you may want to watch it again before you dig in and try to work on it. But so the first thing I'm going to do is I have this file open, and I'm going to now click on this wood file that I've got as a separate document. I'm selecting it, or you could do Command A to select it all, Command C to copy, and I'm going to do Command V to paste. It pasted a new layer on top, okay? Um, and now I am going to hide this layer. Actually, first I'm going to create the mask. So I'm going to go down here where it says Add Layer Mask. It's the white box with the black circle. So there's my layer mask. And now I'm going to hide this layer for a moment. Okay, I'm going to use my polygon lasso tool to select the face of the fireplace. You can do the inner parts of the fireplace as well, but you will do them separately because the wood will be angled differently. The grain will be angled differently. Okay, so there is the facade of my fireplace. Now I am going to turn on this background, and I am clicked on um, my mask here, and you see I've got the dancing ants filling in the area for my fireplace. I am going to go up to Edit, Fill. I'm going to select white, 100% white, and I'm going to fill it. So you don't see anything that happened, but what I have done is the area that I want to have shown through, I have selected as white. Now I'm going to go to inverse. So I'm going to select everything except the fireplace facade. So I go to Select, Inverse. So under Select, Inverse, now you see the dancing ants are surrounding the background. So it's selecting everything except what's in here. And now I am going to say Fill, and instead of white, I am filling it with black. Okay, so what happened is you see my mask layer over here. Everything that is black has been hidden, and everything that is white is showing through. So my mask has created a window in which I can see that wood grain. So I'm going to unclick my poly tool for a moment. I'm going to click on this wood, and so when I've got the crosshairs here, I'm moving this, and I'm moving the entire thing, right? So I'm going to do Command Z. That's not what I want to do. The reason why that's happening is my mask and my background are linked. And that may be something that you want. If you say you wanted to distort and shrink something together, you would want them clicked. We want to unclick it, because what I would like to do right now is move my wood grain in within that mask. Okay, I'm going to unclick because I've got those dancing ants going on in there. Okay, so I'm going to back out of here for a moment. If I were to select, I'm on this layer here, if I were to select all and then do Command T, it's going to shrink my wood pattern. Okay, but what I'm going to show you is instead of doing select all, I'm just going to do Command T. See what it's shaping, what it's showing? That is actually where my wood grain is, because my wood grain is bigger than this file size. So that's the difference in selecting all before you select the object, because my object right now still does go beyond the edge of the page. So now see the way it is below, outside of that mask, so I can pull it in there. So do you get the sense of that? It's sort of like in InDesign when we've created a window that we're putting our picture in. that is essentially how the mask works. Okay, now I'm going to zoom in here for a minute, because the other thing I want to do is I want this wood grain pattern to be skewed the same way that I want that the angle is. So I'm going to go to transform, and I'm going to go to distort, which is just what we did with the rug and the bench and the other file. So I want to distort so that the wood grain looks natural in this space. So I get the right angle. So see, I'm following the angle here to get that correct perspective. I'm pulling in here. Okay, so I've made quite a bit of wood, so I don't have, so the pattern doesn't look too wonky. Okay, I still have to distort it a bit, and I may need to go in and actually create some more. I might have to do another layer because I feel like there still isn't enough wood grain pattern in here to make it look realistic. Okay, and I'm looking at the angle. You know, when we've got perspective, this angle here is different than the angle that the wood should be resting on over here. So I can look at the lines actually within the wood to set that up. Okay, and so when I get that the way I want it to look, I hit the arrow tool. Okay, so now one of the things about the mask that's nice is if I have gone in, say I had gone in and placed that wood pattern in, and I've erased everything that I didn't want to be using. I have no more wood pattern in there, so I can still go in here and I can say Command T, and I can say, oh, you know, I don't like that the way it is, and I can go, I've got more to work with. So that's the big advantage of the mask. The other thing is I'm looking at this now and I think, you know what, that wood pattern looks a little dark. I think I want to change that. So what I have done is I have the same wood pattern that I have gone in and created a light wood pattern. So I'm going to select it, copy it, and I'm going back to my sample room and I'm going to paste it. So notice it's pasted it in a new layer. So I want to duplicate this mask. So I'm going to duplicate. Sorry, I added a plus layer instead of duplicating the layer. I need to go up to the hamburger and say duplicate layer. So I'm duplicating that and I'm going to drag this mask onto this file. Onto this layer. I'm going to shut this layer and shut this for a moment. Now I've got a lighter wood grain pattern. I've got that same mask. So I can do, I'm going to zoom out of here again. So while I'm clicked on this background, I can do Command T again, and I can shrink this wood grain in here, and I can go up to Transform, Distort. So I am pulling my handles down in here. So I'm looking at the edge of that wood, of the fireplace to guide me. So I'm looking at the breakdown of the wood planks as well as the look of where it breaks down on the fireplace. So I'm looking at this angle and this angle to get that placed just right. I'm going to pull it down a little. Okay, and then when I have that set, I can click this button. So now if I wanted to distort these together, say I wanted to, it's not the right situation here, but say I wanted to go in here and make this whole object bigger, now that I've connected the mask with the object, it grows it all together. So that's the difference of locking and unlocking that mask. Okay? I know it's a little complicated, but give it a try. We will go over it again in other classes, and we'll use it for other applications so you can see how versatile it is. Okay? Good luck.